Hey everybody, welcome to the Breakdown Lounge, where we break down and analyze your favorite tracks. If you want to support the channel, Travels with the Gypsy Lotus is a great way to do it. It's available on Amazon right now. It follows my journey to India with one of America's oldest registered nurses after working with her for a year at a psychiatric hospital in the Deep South. So, this channel's not monetized, and it's just based on your guys' support. There's other links down there if you want to support the channel. Likes, subscribes are always appreciated. They're a huge help. And of course, your comments, your feedbacks for other bands and suggestions and such, and your insight onto bands and events in certain times and places, especially for these classic rock type tracks. I was going to do Queen with my girlfriend, a performance from like 1982. She had to go to sleep, so I thought, well, I still want to do something classic rock based. So I said, I got to do some Sabbath. I haven't done any Sabbath on the channel. People are asking about it. So I'm going to do this performance. I think it was from Paris in 72 or something like that. I just read it, but don't quote me on that. So I'm going to do War Pigs, one of my, isn't it one of everybody's favorite Black Sabbath songs? But this whole set looks like it's pretty good. So I'm going to check this one out and see how we feel about it. So let's let it rip, shall we? This is War Pigs, Black Sabbath, live in Paris, 1972. You'll see it down there. It's gonna tell you.
We got a number now called War Pigs. It's a number of our new LP. Hope you like it. Thank you. Gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses. In the fields of bodies burning, as the war machine keeps turning. Evil minds that plot destruction, sorcerer of death's construction. Say, where are you go? Do the War Pigs people know? Oh, Lord, yeah.
All right, let's just say it right off the bat. Bill Ward makes this song. I mean, they really give him the spotlight for this. All the droning and everything in the beginning, the sirens and all that kind of stuff. But the song really, feels like it has its origins, its kicking off point. Doo-doo, those two power chords, of course. And then Bill Ward's hi-hat just coming in, counting off the timing. And those big crescendos of those two power chords. Ozzy doing his lead work, but it's like the drums there, that's the center heartbeat. It just kind of creeps in and just holds steady, and it's loud and furious. I would have loved to see the competition between Bill Ward and John Bonham during this time, because they always kind of had back and forth things with like their loudness, their visceralness on the drums, their power. And I love the guy. I love what Bill Ward did for Sabbath and everything like that. And those fills, of course we hear Tommy's guitar coming in, and that initial lead work is so, Sabbath early metal here, these lead runs that are just happening quick as lightning right into those, so fluid, so quick, so much fun. And then, of course, Ward then has his fills, and even in the the transition period from those Bill Ward is going crazy through all of this. So super fun to see Ozzy's energy here in his arguably his prime years, I would say, but you might have different opinion. I'd love to know, when's Ozzy's prime, right? Or even Sabbath as a whole. So let's carry on, right? We're just getting into the first verse here. Oh man, chill bumps. Okay. Wow. Where to begin? It's all so brilliant, isn't it? So again, I'm going to go back to Ozzy, but to see him in like the peak of the song here, losing his mind. Gosh, these concerts were probably so much fun because you're drawing off all of their energy, right? They're fast and furious, and you've got Ozzy as a frontman, so you're losing your shit too, probably. But then there's, of course, the underlying musicianship that we get to see here in action. And, you can't touch stuff like this. And, I know I've been saying Bill Ward. I know Sabbath's lineup has changed with drummers and stuff like that, so I hope I'm correct in this, that this is Bill Ward performing for us. But yeah, just so great. I love all the, I could gush about different parts in the guitar work. There's so many licks that I've messed with on guitar from this particular song, and the build up to the solo, I mean, classic stuff, and then runs that again, but then is going like way down on the fretboard, and ripping into those solos, and the drums. Okay, bass. I wanted to say the bass. The bass here is a little low in the mix. It's old footage, right? So, but you can still hear the furiousness. And somebody please help me out. I'm blanking on the bass player's name. But and then I love the shot that they gave us to see him kind of in action there. And you saw me gush over Ward's double bass action, and all of this is just Ozzy looked possessed there a little bit before that last stop, right? So, man, to be at this concert, I'm going to probably say that 2 more times before the end of the video, but let's see the finish out.
On the scene of Beast of Chaos, it is far
me. Sends out your fire. Cast the priest into the fire. Praise for all bad sinners. Watch them eating dead rats in the. Say where are you go? To black masses people go. Oh Lord, yeah. Thank you very much.
Wow. So I forgot to say where I got the recommendation for this clip. I think it was like I was hearing Joey Diaz on a podcast or something like that, and somebody said Paris 1970 Sabbath, and I checked it out, and I'm looking at it now, and I believe they were talking about it. They said Ozzy had he seemed so much more cognizant in there and with the energy compared to just a couple years later for when he, kind of started getting a little heavier into the drugs and stuff like that. And they said that, you could see a huge difference. And, he's definitely with it here and super high energy, and it's awesome to get to see that side of it. So I would be curious to know what his performances were like in subsequent years. But this was totally cool. I love that they gave Bill Ward lots of film time to see his fills and see his work here. And of course I got to comment on the last two sections of the song because they're so fantastic. Some of my favorite parts, da, 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 da. And then going into those two different chord arrangements of or maybe it's three of those dissonant notes that just kind of create tension. Da, 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 da. They're so much fun, and then they run in, of course, to the solo at the end, and before resolving back on those dissonant notes. And it's I love, one of my favorite kind of passages to take us through the ending of a Black Sabbath song, one of my favorites. And of course it's also fun, like when you're watching live performance, watching an artist improvise or do a certain kind of thing, a certain deviation away from the recording. In the case of Bill Ward, you saw me which we both ended on the same time, so it was kind of cool to connect and just kind of think where he was going to land, and he lands there. And being at a concert like this would be so much fun for me. It would be like kind of how like I go to a Foo Fighters concert and I just know Hawkins and Grohl's, you know, drumming styles and the structures of the song and the guitar parts and, you know, the vocals, the lyrics and everything like that. And it's like one of those things where you're just connected to so many elements of what's happening musically, and then feeding off the energy of these, you know, awesome people doing it. And I'm just kind of like I'm doing all those things kind of like I was, you know, doing for this concert, and I'm sure it would be a very similar vibe. So to be able to, you know, go and see something like this, you know, Sabbath in their prime or whenever their prime might be, again, I'd be interested to hear. And if you've got links, there's probably tons of Sabbath live performances that are awesome, right? So if you've got stuff and you want to send it to me, please shoot it my way, because Sabbath is like another one of those groups like Rush, like Mastodon or Dire Straits, where they've just got so much good stuff and a lot of good stuff, either whether it's live performances or just particular songs that I probably have not heard or seen, that I would love to check out. So hit me with them. I'd appreciate it. Truly, I would. So again, thank you. Like, subscribe, and all your comments, of course, ways to support the channel. It's all down there. But in the end of the day, super appreciative. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming and joining me on this. And, you know, I'm going to try to do more classic rock stuff with the greats and experience more of this stuff. And because I love hearing your guys' feedback on it, and all the positivity just keeps me going, man. No lie. So yeah, it's getting pretty late. I need to eat dinner, and that's my story. I'll catch you guys next time. Adios.